touring quite a lot. Like, I think we spent something like 2 years touring, like really intensively, 220 shows something. So that was the first part. Second part was that we really spent some time doing this. You always raise the bar more and more for every album that you do until like now, 5th album down. We're so picky with what we're doing, with what it sounds like, how the compositions, everything has to like be better than your previous effort. So you raise the bar all the time. I don't get why people are so like, why they constantly is like saying it's so different. Because to me it's no different, you know. You have our albums here, you know. We've been doing most of this stuff before. It's just that we did it a little bit more on this album. Yeah, well, you know, we have 5 albums out, and for example, we have plenty of songs that isn't like speed in your face all the time. But it seems like people just have forget about that. That's like the melodic side and the hard rocking side is a big part of our sound as well. That's why we developed this side as well as the other sides, as like Searching for You or Thunder and Hell, or like, but also like the groovy heavy songs like End of a Universe or Zenith of the Black Sun. I mean, we just tried to cover all the bases that we think makes up our sound. I honestly thought that when I listened to the final master, I was like a little bit disappointed, because I thought that we should have done it more.
Even more?
Yeah, because I don't think it's very different now. No, not in the context. There's something very contradictory about playing traditional metal or old school metal, because your target like marketing group are people who only want to hear old music anyway. So whatever you do, they're not gonna like you, but they still kind of like you, because you sound like the bands that they used to like. But you know, you can never compete with, you know the old bands have the nostalgia factor, which you can't compare to. I mean, you, for example, you probably listen to a lot of bands that you did when you were a kid, which you have like very, very strong bonds to. But you know, a band like us, we can never compete to that bond, the nostalgic bond. I honestly don't listen much to new music, unfortunately. I really like Ghost. I think they're amazing songwriters. I think they always received a lot of shit from people.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, you do that when you break the rules. You know,
Exactly.
when you do something that people are not used to hear, and they don't know what to think about it, then yeah. I really like Vulture. Both of those bands, what they have in common is that they play classic rock or metal, but they do it with so much of their own identity. You can really hear that this is not just another band, but they actually bring in something unique, something that catches your ear, your attention. It was like mostly 90s bands like Metallica and Guns N' Roses, mostly Metallica. I would say that was my favorite band by far when I was a kid. But then I went from there to like Megadeth and Slayer and discovered like the thrash, and then I, like in 98, 99 something, I got like heavily into black metal. The black metal was everywhere in Sweden in like 98, 99. When I was in high school in the late 90s, everyone was wearing shirts with Mayhem and Burzum, and it's like even the kids, it was so fucking huge black metal in Sweden. So of course I got into that too for a couple of years. I don't think that you can like shame anyone for what you listen to. I mean, music is very subjective, so it's like up to you what feelings it creates for you. So I wouldn't judge you for listening something that is not like correct. What I listen to apart from heavy metal is a lot of classical music lately, pretty much only Baroque, classical, romantic stuff, but also jazz and fusion, stuff like that. I don't go out and see a lot of shows these days, but I think like one of the last shows that I saw was Ross the Boss. It was amazing.
You like Manowar stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? I mean, early Manowar. I mean, Ross the Boss era.